Chai skip a balcosio borni Clachnacuddin is stehu gan a daviel sa hoch diag. A is wani hier de league sa hier says nachge. But Norshin ha chlubber corman a hor shachat ja Cùdainn von skide a her son a yemme Chlach.
We were a team playing in Connbridge originally, a lot of the girls were, but Chlach wanted to form a women's team and they were offering us support, so yeah, it was a no-brainer to join the team and yeah, it's not looked back since then.
We'd kind of just gelled together and yeah, it was a buzz, to be honest with you. It was good to win the league and obviously then we came second, was it last year, so in the runners up, and then we got into the cup final actually as well, not last year but the year before, which was a buzz too, but we just unluckily got beat by Sutherland. But yeah, and the thing is, the players here now are all new players, because as I said, a lot of players have left and we've got a new manager, but we're all gelling together, so it's good, and we've got quite a few young players as well, and hopefully we'll get more young players in and just keep developing.
I quite liked having a local team, means I didn't have to, because being from Ardsea, it's quite a travel to even to Inverness, like 20 minutes, and there was a lot of potential. From what we heard, they offered to take us on, and being a fresh new team, that just sparked my interest.
Hoshi season a yeeltoch is een Airline och Hugh Gurridge. Ayes voorsturig manager Craig McCunny ha planningen aan skip een lesig hier groeig.
I came in last season as a coach to help Rob out, and was here for about 4 games in, so really enjoyed helping out. And then obviously Rob's left, so the position was there, so I put my name forward for it, and the girls were quite happy for me to take over. And from there, it's just you're the manager. We're going to get this season up and running, and then hopefully we are going to look to having a development pathway, just getting coaches in and getting places to train, getting interest as well. So obviously the younger female game in Inverness isn't the best at the moment because there's been no clubs and that, but we're looking definitely to get ones involved and build from there, and obviously have the pathway into the first team.
We need a development, so we probably need a development team and then move to go into the Chlach ladies team. So yeah, it's very important to have maybe up to 14, 15, because it's 15 that they can play depending on, I think, when they're born. But yeah, it's very important to have that development side so they can step up basically, and obviously come to training as well, so they can still come and train with us, but they just can't play in the league. But yeah, it's I think the development side of things is very important.
There's a lot of young girls who can start training when they're younger, so it's brought on in early days. Like myself, I didn't start until I was 16, and I found it quite difficult to get into the game and actually progress. And if you're, going from like the ages of like 5 to 6 and you start football, then I feel like it builds confidence as well.
I'm a massive advocate for sport in general. I think you learn a lot of life lessons from playing football. And for me personally, it's good just to have an opportunity to switch off from work and everything else. Like a lot of the girls have family and stuff, so it's a chance to switch off from all the other responsibilities and you can just focus on football when you're playing football, so it's good that way too. And there's a few old codgers on the side now, so we'll be getting the heave-ho soon, so we need the fresh legs in to replace us, so yeah, very important.
Leis an téisen díreach ar táiseach, han skippe a nesafein jeisial as sé coig mies an ye. Hayet gata mar haan mochel go bhfuil iren league a fein na siar.
I think they were nervous at first with our first game, but against Caithness, but they did well. They drew 1-1, so Caithness is quite a difficult team, given the fact that there's a majority of new players here. So gelling together and having a draw the first game is really good. And then I think there was a close game against Bucky. I think it was 2-2 with 10 minutes to go, and just so happened Bucky scored 2 goals, which is football, as they say. But yeah, they seemed all happy. There was no arguing or anything, and they played their hearts out. So that's all we can ask for, isn't it?
I feel like we just had to kind of settle into the game a bit more. We were a bit rusty at the start, but once we got into the game, because we've got a lot of new faces, so it is different having half a different team than last season, so it's getting that connection with all the other players, and I think after a bit we kind of got into it and it felt a lot more comfortable. I feel like when we first started, a lot of the teams were a lot of girls that didn't actually play football. Like there was games winning like 20-0, 8-0, 10-0, all these higher numbers. And now that the years have progressed, it's closer games like 1-0, 2-1, and I feel like that's pushed us harder to try and be a better team and win.
At least we've got points on the board, and I think both games we've felt on a different day it could have been a different result. Everyone's always got other commitments, so both games there's been a few important players missing, but then that's given an opportunity for other girls to step up. So I think it's a promising start and we can build on it as the season goes on. There's been a lot of change in the team from last season to this season, so there's new girls coming in, there's old girls that have come back to join, so yeah, it's looking good that there's a fair mix. So yeah, we'll just have to see what we can do and build on the results that we've had so far.
Started off a bit rusty, people unsure of their positioning, but they bedded in and they've done really well, and then showed the fight, they showed the desire, and they've played really good football again, and it's just looking forward to the next game, build on it then. The more girls involved the better. It's only going to improve the quality of the teams in the league, improve Highland football. It's like last season you had the likes of Sutherland, Bucky, top of the league, teams at the bottom, what do you call it, Caithness, really struggling, getting beat heavily, but this season they've come in, their results have improved. New players, they've obviously got bigger squads, and it's good to see that all the teams are challenging this year instead of going out getting hammered maybe 13-14. Games are a lot closer, so it's definitely on the up.
Ha Clachnacuddin I cíalthú táithí na Clúinnidh, agus háirtar son barrachd sarfachas in na Chùdainn. Agus son dúine a bhrosnachil Clúinnidh an bácá se talentach a ha furach sa ghealpach a bhóthach.
Just being here, even like when I do decide to retire, as they say, I'll still be on the background, I think, to help and support and hopefully develop the younger ones on in the future on, and hopefully we can get like a development team, and then I maybe take on that role. I don't know, I'll see how things go and go the coaching side of things, and but yeah, I'm not done yet. Maybe got another year in me yet.
I mean, we've won the league before, we've not won the cup, so there's always goals, and really it's year on year we're wanting to do that. And obviously the Scottish Cup, we kind of want the rest of Scotland to take notice that there's still football going up in the Highlands as well, so that we can be competing at that level as well.
It's not just serious, it's fun as well. You know, it's not just we're here for a game, it's a hobby. You know, it's quite nice to just have the other girls, and you know, we want to try and get that title. I think we could go far. We've got a lot of young faces now as well, comparing to the last few years. A lot of young girls, about 16, 17, and even then they're starting out football, and it's quite nice to see them, you know, get their confidence and join in, and I think we can actually go really far and make our progress up there.